Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, beautiful people. If you are coming back again, thank you for joining us again. If this is your first time, welcome to the garden, my beautiful flowers. Today we're just going to be doing some line work, and I use this Saviland kit, and I used the smoky rose color. And I'm going to open this Saviland brush. It's a line work brush kit. So it's an art brush kit basically. It came with 6 brushes ranging from very long and thick to short and thin. And in this video, I'm just going to go over, I'm showing you guys here the brushes, but in the video, I'm just going to go over how you want to create lines and what you want to do to create lines as straight as possible, so that they're not crooked or anything of that nature. So there is a technique that you use, and if you have watched nail videos before, I'm sure I'm probably not the first person you're going to see talk about this, and I'm probably not going to be the last, but so what, here's my video. Okay, so as you guys can see, I'm showing you guys the brushes, the sizes that they range from, and the thickness that they range from. And whenever you get new brushes, I didn't do it on here, but you do want to rinse them off. You kind of want to break your brushes in, get any of the, I think it's like a wax or something, or a residue they put on the tip of the brushes, acrylic brushes as well. So you just want to always make sure. I always rinse my brushes off with warm water for about 10 to 20 seconds. So we're going to use 4 brushes. We're going to use the orange brush, the red brush, the pink brush, and the blue brush. So we're going to use 2 short brushes and 2 kind of long brushes. One is like a long brush, one is a medium brush. So with your longer brushes, you're going to always get a little bit thicker strokes. And when you're going to apply your lines, you want to always make sure when you're running your brush through the polish that I like to coat both sides of it. And then I like to run the tip of the brush through the polish just to make sure there's some on the tip but not too thick. Now here you guys see me applying, I'm doing my lines, right? So I'm doing this totally wrong. Number one, my hand is in the air. There's room for your hand to shake. There's room for your hands to move around. Basically, you don't have anything that is keeping your hand steady. And when you are doing line work, you want your hand to be as steady as possible. This is what helps you to get your lines to be as structured and as straight as you want them to be. So these lines, as you can see, are a little bit thick. They're not super thick, but you can use this brush to make, like you see how it's starting off kind of thick? Well, I could take that and draw another line with that and make a line that is double the size. So now we're going to go in with our red brush, because I just want you guys to see that the red brush is still kind of long, so it's still going to give you lines that are a little bit thick. I am still doing this without having any steadiness to my hand, so these lines were like all over the place, y'all. It was really tricky for me to do this. It's always tricky for me to do lines when my hands aren't steady, and the reason why I like to practice line work more so is because right now you can't see me doing it. I'm using my dominant hand, but my non-dominant hand is always trickier for me to do designs on my non-dominant hand, especially line work, okay? So now we're going to go in with our pink brush as well, which is a short brush, and it can give you thick lines, or if you use the tip of the brush, you can get lines that are skinnier than the red brush or the orange brush. Still not doing this the correct way, so my lines are still not super straight. They are not clean. This is the end result. So as you guys can see, everything is kind of crooked. The lines could be totally better, but whatever. So now, when you are going to create lines, when you are doing artwork, the very first thing you want to do after you get your brush coated with your polish is when you are picking up the whatever you're going to use, or even when you're doing it on your hand, you want to take your pinky or your index, well, not your index finger, you want to take your pinky and you want to rest it on whatever you're using, your index finger, your pinky finger, but you want to keep it steady on something. This is what helps you to create lines as straight as possible. And as you guys can see, just right there alone, that line is totally cleaner than the first lines that we did on that first hand. That first nail. So, and also guys, I'm using the pink brush, which is a little bit shorter, so it's going to create lines that are a little bit thinner again than the lines that we just saw, which is what I wanted to do. I just wanted to show you guys the difference in the brushes and the thickness of the lines that you're going to get. And as you guys saw, I kind of rubbed the brush through the polish to kind of get some more of the polish on the brush, and I always rub both sides of my brush, and these lines are way cleaner than the lines on the first nail, as you guys can even see just from me doing this nail compared to the other nail being in the background. So it's important that you have your pinky finger steady. And when you're watching nail videos, when you see someone doing designs, whether it's a straight line, whether they are just polishing, when you are polishing, period, you want to use your pinky finger, because your pinky finger, not you want to use it, you want to have your pinky finger be as steady as possible, because the steadier that pinky finger, the more steady your pinky finger is, the more balance and the more control you have as you are painting, creating lines, doing artwork or whatever. So still doing a short nail, we are going to now go in with our long brush and we are going to create some thicker lines just to show you guys the difference. And you guys are going to see me also, because I'm going to stop talking shortly, but you guys are going to also see me use two different brushes, well, three different brushes on one nail, just to show you guys the difference in sizes of what you would get. And then you guys are going to see me do, I think, two more on the last two nails, and I'll come back in towards the end. I just want you guys to see the shape of these lines, the thickness of them compared to the brush, what happens when you lay the whole brush. So if you lay the whole brush flat, you're going to get a thicker line. If you use just the tip of your brush, you can get oh my God, what was that? If you use the tip of your brush, you can get a thinner line. So that's something to also keep in mind. But yeah, I'm going to let you guys finish watching the video. You're going to see me use all four of these brushes. You're going to see me use more than one brush on one nail. I'm doing that for a reason. I just want you guys to see the comparison. And I'm going to pop back in shortly, guys. So as you guys saw, we just used 3 brushes on this nail. We used the orange brush, the blue brush, and the pink brush. And these are the lines that we created using that brush. Those brushes, not that brush. On this nail, we are going to use our red brush, which is the thinnest brush of the 4 that we had. And we are just going to create some vertical lines, and I just want you guys to see the difference in size using this thin brush, the line shape, versus the orange and the red ones where the lines were a tad bit thicker. Okay guys, just to quickly recap, make sure that when you are creating lines or when you are painting a nail period that you have your thumb, not your thumb, your pinky on something steady, whether it's your hand, the tip of your nail. As you guys can see, because my nails are a little bit longer, I can rest my pinky on the tip of my finger, but you guys want it to be somewhere steady and grounded because that's what helps you to create crisp lines. If you don't, your lines are going to be unsteady, they're going to be all over the place. You don't want your hand to be in the air. Make sure you're patient with yourself. Make sure that you are taking your time, because if you don't, that will also create squiggly lines like this, okay? And that's not what you want. You don't want your hand to be in the air. You want your pinky resting on something steady because you want your lines to be as crisp as possible, as straight as possible, whatever you're trying to create, okay? Make sure that you are patient with yourself. You're taking your time again, all right, guys? That's very, very important. So that's basically it. So, that's that. I use these Saviland brushes. Don't forget, guys, there were 6 in the pack, but we only used 4. I'm going to drop the link below if you guys want to order this pack of brushes. And in the meantime, just make sure you're practicing your work or anything that you're trying to put your energy into, whatever skill it is you're trying to master or do. You got to practice whatever it is you're doing your nails, guys. Make sure you practice with your non-dominant hand, because that's going to be the hardest to do. Your hand that you use all the time is going to always be the easiest for you to learn and master something, but your non-dominant is going to be the hardest. In the meantime, guys, don't forget to drink your water, eat good, get some rest, move your body, hug your loved ones, love your loved ones. Most importantly, hug and love yourself. Practice self-care. If you can't hug and love yourself, how can you love anybody else? Until the next video, I'm out.